Hey guys, welcome to my next art book preview video. This week we have My Beauties Volume 2. This one I am super excited about. The artist for this book is Rene Cordova and this is by Shumako Books. So quick look at the front and back there. But before we open this one up, I just wanted to show that it also came with some prints. I'm not familiar with this character other than through Rene's work, but it's really nice artwork. Obviously, I think a lot of us are familiar with the Scooby-Doo characters. And this is the cover of the book. All of these came signed, and these ones are on like a really cool canvasy texture, textured paper. I'm not sure what you call it, but yeah, really nice stuff. But best of all, I got myself an original sketch by Rene Cordova, and trust me, this is incredible. I know my lighting doesn't do it justice. The camera goes a bit dodgy, but this is so cool if you're a Star Wars nerd like I am. I actually posted this on Instagram as well, so I will put links in the description box below so you can find this there. But yeah, a massive thank you to Rene for that. That is, honestly, it absolutely blew my mind, that work. I'm so pleased with it. So the first thing you're going to notice as well in this book, I have gone through and stuck a lot of stickers in. And I say a lot of stickers because this book contains a lot of nudity. I know you guys like that, so there won't be any complaints. Of course, on YouTube, I do tend to cover this stuff. Just to be on the safe side, it's always a bit hit and miss. So I know I'll get complained at for it. But I think you can see enough of the book, even with these stickers on. Obviously, if you buy this book, the stickers will not be on there. You will be seeing a lot of nudity, just so there's no confusion there. There are some pieces throughout that are like covered. You know, it's not all nudity, but there is a lot. So in case I have accidentally not covered anything very well, you know, there's your warning. Again, not that you guys really need a warning, but there it is anyway. So this book actually releases pretty much any time now when I'm uploading this video or releasing this video. To get yourself a copy of this, originally it was a Kickstarter project, but to get it now, seeing as that project has ended now, you can still buy the book, but you will buy it through Shumako Books' Instagram page. So you just send them a message on there. That's the best way to get it. I'll put all that information in the description box below though. And for those of you that have followed my videos for a while, you will actually recognize this book because I did a preview for book 1 and also the Amazing Chaos sketchbook. So let me grab book 1 just to show you an example. So this one is My Beauties book 1. This released the other year, and again, this one is absolutely awesome. I'll put links in the description box below so that you can check that video out. But yeah, that's a really nice pin-up art book. I think there's a lot of nudity in it, but I don't remember there being quite as much as this one, if that was to influence anyone's decision. And I think you can probably tell, if you're new to the book already, what to expect from this. There's going to be a lot of fan art, a lot of original characters, a lot of superheroes, pop culture, pretty much anything in the form of beautiful women. And in my opinion, it is done absolutely flawlessly. I love Rene's style. He's also quite well known, in my opinion, for having a range of styles. So I would recognize his style instantly, but he does still, you know, he plays around a lot. And I actually interviewed him as well. Rene Cordova, the artist, and also Pablo Gomez, who is the co-owner of Shumako Books. So if you want to see the interview where I ask Rene some of your questions, and we ask him, you know, his process for art, what he has in the works and all things like that, again, I will put links in the description box below this video so you can check that one out. You probably noticed there is a bit of nudity as well that's not just topless. Most of the book is, you know, mainly topless, boobs, stuff like that, but there is the odd bit that shows more genitalia, let's say. And let me say, this book is absolutely huge, like in page count. I can't remember if there's like 300 or 400. Again, I'll update the description below. Now, as well as this being part 2 of My Beauties sketchbook, there's also an addition to this one. And what I mean by that is it comes with QR codes. So I think in this day and age, a lot of us are familiar with what that means. But basically, you can scan the codes and it will bring up a video online. So you get to watch the process. And they're quite long videos as well. I think, you know, it's not sped up and rushed or anything like that. It's very much like I think about 50 minutes each video so far when I last spoke to Shumako Books to ask. So a really great way to see the full process of some of these pieces. I'll show an example shortly as well when I come across one. And you've probably noticed as well, there's a lot of process throughout the book in terms of showing an initial sketch, the figure drawing, you know, the ink work onto the rendering, gets his own page for the finished piece. But man, this stuff is so good. And in fact, this one here is the one where we're going to look at this QR code. So let's have a quick look at a video clip. Just wanted to point out that the Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn one is this clip in the middle, as I'm sure you can tell, but Shumako Books were actually kind enough to send me a couple more clips, so I wanted to show a quick preview of all 3 of these on screen at the same time, so we've got some awesome watercolors here as well. Anyway, back to the video. So yeah, that's the kind of thing you can expect. Obviously, I've only used a very quick clip there with permission from Chamaco Books, Rene and Pablo, but just wanted to show you a quick example. You can see these are throughout the book. Yeah, so really cool stuff. It's always nice to get an additional bonus like that, especially if you're an artist and not just an art book collector. Personally, when I like a style like this, I really like to see the process. I like to learn from the artist. But we're barely a third of the way through, and I've been skipping a lot of pages. Just to give you an idea of how big this book is. The book, I think, is actually split into sections in terms of like an inking section and also a like watercolor section, for example. I know that, there you go, watercolor section. I do discuss this in the interview with Rene. I ask him like what his favourite mediums are, you know, his work process, favourite tools, things like that. And another one I wanted to just quickly mention is the Amazing Chaos sketchbook. So this is the other René Cordova art book or sketchbook. That one is, again, it's absolutely awesome, but if you're not into pinups or maybe you're not as bothered about just seeing, you know, sexy ladies like this, you might want to check out that book. Again, links in the description box below the video to that, but basically that really showcases René's huge range of art styles, especially, you know, this is a good example of what you might see in that book, like a chibi style, amongst a lot of other things, a lot of cartoons. So I'm starting to skip a lot of pages. I don't want to preview too much of this because obviously you need to show your support if you like the book. I think you can make up your mind by this. Again, don't forget there isn't going to be any of these covers or, in my case, stickers over the book. I just did this for the YouTube video. So yeah, it will contain nudity when you buy it. I would highly recommend this. If you're unsure, maybe go back and take a look at the other videos, my Beauties Part 1 and also the Amazing Chaos sketchbook or the interview with these guys. So these books are definitely up there as some of my favourite art books of all time. Let me know what you guys think to them in the comments below. Which is your favourite? Aside from that, guys, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that I can keep making content like this. Thank you for watching.